All right, what's up? This is the FNS. We here for another hot take. This is Matt with Josh.
What's up? What's
Yeah,
happening?
yeah, we finna talk about Ant Edwards, and I guess this is it a collapse? I don't know. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about that, and then we're gonna talk about Budenholzer getting hired in place of Frank Vogel and how that should impact the Suns. And we may or may not get into
This Austin Rivers statement
yeah,
about
folks.
30 NBA players can go
Yeah,
play.
thinking they could play football. I think it's mad disrespectful on any sport. But anyway, let's talk about this Ant Edwards situation where you already know how I felt. I mean, I get the comparisons and stuff. Like you said, you broke it down pretty good because I was irritated about it. But we're gonna scoot aside to comparisons to Jordan and just look at his lack of help right now. Because they was looking good the first two games.
Right.
Now they reverted to their old ways, which is Gobert, Cat, and it's like, man, what's your thoughts on this? You think they're gonna lose this series?
I think they've lost it. I think they've lost it. The minute they gave home court advantage back to Denver, they lost it because now, Jamal Murray, even with a bad calf, it seems like he's found his rhythm, or he's found a way to be effective against them.
Right.
Still doing this. Jokic is still Jokic. I mean, he ain't affected by either one of them dudes. Like yeah, they played him well the first two games, but then like Jokic was like, it's almost like Jokic said, "Oh, okay, I see what they doing to me. This is my counterpunch to that."
You talking about? Well, do you think some of this is the scrutiny of him getting that MVP? I know he hear the noise. I know he hear the noise. You know, they saying that he don't deserve that third MVP. It should have went to Shea.
Which is, I'm not in agreement with that. I do agree that Jokic was the MVP. My quick opinion on that, you take Jokic off the Nuggets, I don't know if they're a playoff team. But if you take Shea off the Thunder, they still deep enough and young enough, and everybody plays well enough to where I think they still a playoff team.
That's facts, 100%. I think a little bit of this is the motivation. I think Jokic probably. I think he don't want to say that, but you know, you don't become a champion and be in a position he's in without hearing all the negative comments and letting that fuel you. That's impossible. I know he heard that. What Shaq said to him, I know that irritated him because Shaq can be a little corny at times when it comes to stuff like that. I know that had to. Move. That yeah, I was corny. I was going to bust a hot take on that, but I'm like, I'd rather talk about that on the show. I thought that was really, really corny of him to do that. You know what I'm saying? To rain on his parade and everything like that, man. Like
that was literally some Kanye, Taylor Swift stuff.
Yeah, Shaq was bugging. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was bugging for that. I didn't respect that. It's like, come on. And then he like to throw himself in it. Like, every time, it's like, this ain't about salty. You. This ain't about you, man.
He hasn't gotten past Steve Nash.
Man.
Which is like, look, I get it. You make a strong point. I'm in agreement with you because I don't think Steve Nash was no two-time MVP. I don't even think he deserved the first one, to be honest with you, but you know.
Right. But Jokic deserved this third one, though. I don't have any doubts. Like, I'm like, well, why? I mean, who else? I mean, Shea, like I said, like you broke it down correctly. Perfect, actually. I mean, they still probably, without Shea, would be in the playoffs, probably not as high, but they wouldn't plummet so far. Right. The Nuggets, man, no Jokic.
Right. Nope. no Jokic. That changes the whole dynamic of that team.
Now, I say this. I'm not so quick to say the series over. They still got to play. They still got to play the 3 games. Because I've seen, I don't got off the top of my head, I've seen series where both teams won on the road. They just got to win a home game. I forgot. I cannot think of the series. I know I've seen it before. But this is where the Wolves, which I don't think they have it. Cat don't got it in his chest. Gobert don't got it in his chest. Ant clearly does. Conley does, but that's just not enough. He's there to pretty much guide Ant. You know, Conley can only do so much at this point in his career. He's there. Somebody said this on the announcer team the other night. He seems to be what Derek Fisher is, what Kobe is. I can agree with that.
I'm not sure if I would agree with that. Because how I remember Derek Fisher, he's a more physical style player. I mean, if we just talk in general sense, like
they were saying it basically like leadership, like on some guidance type stuff to keep him like, because like I told you with Conley, I think he sets it up to where Ant can do what he do, and he don't have to handle the ball and distribute and stuff like that. Right. So well, he's there.
I guess in that sense.
Yeah.
Then I guess you can.
I guess to a lesser degree, I see it. I mean, not completely. It's not the same, but it's similar. I just say that because somebody on the announce team said that. I don't remember who said it, but they said that. Ant, he's not the same type of player. I was about to say, Ant seemed like he ready to go. I just don't know. Cat, he was doing some stupid stuff the other night, dog. I mean, he was doing some dumb stuff.
But when does he not?
Man, listen, he was dog. Like, I was looking at this dude like, what are you doing? Like, I mean, oh my God, like.
That's my point. When has he not done this? He's been this same player for 9 years in the NBA. It's crazy because I had to look it up, see how long he been in the league. He gonna be in the league. This is his 9th year in the league. So next year he gonna be a decade in the NBA.
Look, when you was saying what you was saying about, because look, I'm not gonna lie to the people. I don't just watch the Timberwolves. Like, this is gonna be the first year, well, after the season, since we got this podcast going, I'm gonna really lock in and watch all these games, including football. So me sitting down watching Cat, I'm looking at this Cat like, what are you doing? The drive, he can't drive properly, nothing. Like and then Gobert, he had like 4 or 5 bad possessions in a row, to where on the defensive end and offensive end, to where it's like a turnover.
Right.
I'm like, what are y'all two doing, man? Like, what are y'all? You're not even giving him a chance to come back. Because soon as Ant get going a little bit, they just mess it up.
Right. And this is honestly what I was thinking I was going to see. That's why those first 2 games, it was such a surprise to see that happen. It was such a surprise to see them handle Denver the way they did for 2 games on Denver's home floor.
Right.
Like, that was such a surprise. And so I'm like, okay, well, you know, role players, they should all play better at home. So this should be a sweep. Based on what happened in the first 2.
Dog, everybody thought that. You ain't the only, everybody surprised now. But it's like, yo, y'all look, at the end of the day, you know, Denver got everybody eating crow. Like, everybody eating crow. I for sure thought it was gonna be a sweep. I thought it was over with, especially with Jamal Murray's leg. And I'm surprised he playing like this now, because I thought he was just gonna be finished. Honestly, I thought that calf was gonna go out on him by now. Right. I don't know what type of treatments they got going on. You know what I mean? But yo, I don't know.
See, look, they got LeBron's at the game sitting on the sideline. But anyway.
For what? Wait, Cleveland?
Yeah, he in Cleveland with his wife and with Rich Paul. They sitting on the sideline.
So what, he didn't? You think he gonna try to go back or something?
I don't know about all that.
I think they said he gonna opt out.
I know I know the Lakers want to keep him, but you know,
I'll let him walk. But you know, that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, that is a discussion for another day.
But
so when I looked at that game yesterday when I was watching it, so it was funny. I seen somebody made the comment. It's funny how somebody can win the Defensive Player of the Year award, but then be a defensive liability in the crunch time.
Kendrick Perkins.
That's what he said. Yeah,
that was Perk. Yep. He
so
right.
How you? This is part of the reason why, like, you know, him being a 4-time, like I felt it was disrespectful when they tried to have a picture with him and the other 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Like Dwight Howard and Ben Wallace?
Dwight Howard, Ben Wallace, and there was somebody else.
I ain't see the picture, but that's crazy. Like, because my thing is this. Gobert, he don't strike. If I'm playing basketball, this dude strikes no fear at all. Dwight strike fear. Ben strike fear, not Gobert.
Right.
Not Gobert. Like I always said, like, blocking shots is different from playing defense. And like, you can time blocks just like you can time steals. But when you alter shots and really shut somebody down, it's a lot more to defense than just blocking shots, man.
Right. That's what Miles Turner didn't understand. Because Miles Turner felt like he should have won the Defensive Player of the Year award when he led the league in blocks.
Nah, you got to be able to shut somebody down. Like, when it come to, because Gobert's not shutting Jokic down whatsoever, dog. He doing whatever he want with him. Like, if you the Defensive Player of the Year, you supposed to be able to shut Jokic down and stop him from doing what he want to do. Stop him from spinning to the right. Stop him from spinning to the left. Not going for the up fake, altering it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do.
At bare minimum, he would have to work really hard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? It's more than just block. Just like steals. Like, you know, when they talk about Allen Iverson stealing the ball, I'm like, well, that's all time. You know, Allen Iverson is not standing in front of nobody and shutting nobody down and stopping it from going nowhere like a Drew Holiday or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You know what I mean? So you got to know that. And it's like, I don't know why they gave him 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. I still don't understand that. I don't understand, because when I watch him, I don't see no lockdown defender.
They just didn't want to give it to a rookie.
They should have gave it to Wemby. Wemby had folks shook, like you said. Whenever there's 3 dudes scared to do the 3-man weave, bro, that's the Defensive Player of the Year. Straight up.
Right.
Straight up. Like, I mean, come on, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No reason to hate. Like, look. He didn't deserve, like, if anybody didn't deserve an award, it was Gobert. Right, Jokic deserved the MVP. I say this about this series. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. I expect the Wolves to win this game. I'm gonna go out and say this. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're gonna win the game. I ain't gonna say they're gonna blow them out. It's gonna be a close game. If they got anything in their chest, if Ant went on a tirade in the locker room to let people know what it is, if anybody did anything they're supposed to, they should win this next game. I'm gonna say this series goes 7.
I don't doubt that it can go 7. I just got, like, for the T-Wolves, with the kind of players that they got, I question their mental strength.
100%.
Especially with guys like Cat. I question his mental strength.
Cat got to go.
Rudy Gobert, I question his mental strength too, because the look on his face last night when he was getting dead dirty, and Jokic was he didn't look like he was going to be ready to fight on the next possession. Like he looked like he was just going to let him do what he does.
Let me ask you this: would you sit Gobert down for Naz Reid right now?
I was going to say that. I was going to say from what I seen last night, it looks like in the crunch time moments, maybe just for like the last 5 minutes to finish the game, depending on how the game has gone, obviously, but for the last 5 minutes to finish the game, I'll put Naz Reid on the floor and let Gobert sit down.
He be giving Jokic problems, dog.
Well, he didn't do nothing with Jokic the other night either. So.
Well, no, I mean, Jokic. Look,
figured him out too.
Jokic is he's not a 3-time MVP for nothing. I mean, we could talk about the state of the game and all that, but it's hard to get MVPs.
Cases.
He got 3 of them.
Yeah. So I'm just like, Jokic got something for all 3 of them. I mean, it really don't matter what matchup they do. Like, if you're not doubling Jokic, then it really doesn't matter.
Right.
But the other thing about that game yesterday, man, it wasn't just Jokic popping off. It wasn't just Jamal Murray popping off.
Oh yeah, Aaron Gordon, my God. Yo. I couldn't believe, like, that's how I knew that they was gonna lose. I'm like, oh no, he ain't winning this game.
Well, he had the best game of his career.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, listen, I say it's about Aaron Gordon. He done made up those dunk contest losses that he got played in. He made that up. You know what I'm saying? He made that up. But he not this cold either. He is not this cold. No, Aaron Gordon is not 100% from the field cold. I am sorry. And just that alone.
Nobody is. And that's the reason why it's so crazy.
But him, though. Like, say Kobe got hot. I ain't going to say Kobe. Say Clay got hot and hit 100% from the field. I can believe that more than Aaron Gordon, bro. Aaron Gordon shooting threes, all that, dog. He was doing everything. I'm like, yo, what's up with this? That right there alone would have me throwing clipboards and cussing folks out in half. Man, they'll hear me. The whole arena will hear me. Just off Jokic Jokic handling his business. Jamal Murray, underrated. You know what I'm saying? He handling his business. But Aaron Gordon, what are y'all? Y'all not even trying to play defense at that point.
Right. So I mean, I don't know, because I mean it wasn't just them too, because what's his name? McDaniels?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like Jamal Murray to figure something out with him too.
Look.
And so he's not even affected by being guarded by him no more.
Like, I understand. I definitely feel you 100%. I definitely get what you said. I mean, that's why it's a series. Like, Anthony Edwards had the, I guess you want to say, line of the series. This is a series. It's a series. He's right. It's a series. So it's not over yet. You know, you know why it's not over yet? Because just like how they won the first 2 games, everybody was saying it's over. It's clearly not over. You know what I'm saying? It's not over yet. They still got to play. So Denver got to come out and still execute. You know what I'm saying? And Minnesota can come execute. I expect Minnesota to win this game. I expect them to win this game because if they win the game, that may give them momentum to end this in 6. Because they got to go back to Minnesota. I don't think they'll win that thing in Denver in no game 7. I don't think that's gonna happen. Nah. Not winning that. You go back to Denver game 7? Nah.
I just don't have no faith to believe that those other guys are gonna do it again.
Oh, I understand. I mean, I'm not going this challenge that or nothing. I'm just, I'm going against the grain here. I mean, the only pick that looked good for me right now is Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Cleveland is done. Okay, If they lose tonight, which I think there is, they're done. So that pick is going down the drain. So my only hope is Dallas right now. But
well, Boston deserve to get cussed out too because they only up 6.
Still?
Yeah, they still only up 6, and it's the third quarter with 5 minutes and 15 seconds going.
Look, bro, if they somehow lose this game, bro. If they somehow lose this game,
like you said, fireable offense.
Yeah, that's a fireable offense. And I like my man's what's the dude name? The coach? Oh no, I'm thinking of that's Missoula. Never mind. I'm thinking of the Cavaliers coach. I like him.
Bickerstaff.
Yeah, I like Bickerstaff. I think he's an underrated coach. But never mind.
Right now, like he's gaining more respect for me to be able to do this with this roster. And Darius Garland ain't even popping off.
Bickerstaff is a dope coach in my opinion. I mean, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of, if I'm the Cavs, I'm doing what I need to do to keep Donovan Mitchell. But
why?
Darius Garland, I'm shocked.
He don't even want to be there.
I never heard him say that.
There's too many reports. I mean, I kind of believe where there's smoke, there's fire.
Well,
but I mean, if he obviously he's not out there, this is all speculation allegedly. I mean, if he wants to be there, definitely keep him. Garland, he be playing real like
Oh, I was talking about Donovan Mitchell. I'll do everything I need to keep Donovan Mitchell.
That's yeah.
I'll let him know. I'll let him know. Look, we gonna get you somebody else to run with besides Darius Garland because obviously this dude don't know how to play with you, and when you're going, he's still not being the guy who we thought he was.
Yeah, Darius Garland. I was watching him. I don't really. He was playing too out of control. I thought he'd be more composed than this by now. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, I thought he'd be more composed than this by now.
Yeah.
And he don't play a composed game. But
anyway, back to the T-Wolves.
Yeah, go ahead. What was you about to say?
I would have Naz Reid finish the game with Cat. That way you have 2 big offensive threats out there. Because if they're not going to play defense, then at least be able to keep up scoring.
Right. I mean,
I don't like the thought of not playing defense, but if you're not going to play defense, then you need to at least be able to play offense.
Yeah, it seems like with Jokic, your defense is offense on him.
Make him have to guard you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because he's gonna be wore out. Because how he was looking those first couple games, he was wore out. You have to do that to him. You have to. Otherwise, if you let him control the pace, man, he gonna dominate like he been doing. You let him control the pace, man, it's a wrap. I don't see how people don't understand that yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how he done shown this. Man, look.
Well, look, the off season is gonna be big for them. Win, lose, or draw.
What's your moves? I'm gonna ask you. What's your moves?
I'm getting rid of both Gobert and Towns.
Who's your target?
My first target is gonna be Lauri Markkanen. Because I like the fact of having a guy that can shoot with size to pair with Ant.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you go to the teams that's at the bottom, their players are possible to get if you like them. Outside of that, I'm thinking outside of that, I would see about, I don't know if I would want somebody from Chicago. Okay, so I'll be looking at New Orleans a little bit, and I'd rather have Valanciunas than both Cat and Gobert.
We both said this. Valanciunas underrated in my opinion.
Yeah.
He underrated. He get down. I like. He not that great on defense, but man, like I think he'd do a better job on Jokic because just like Jokic make you play his game, he gonna force you to have to guard him. Somebody gonna have to guard him down low. Somebody is, and it had to be Jokic. And Jokic don't move that good laterally on the defensive end. So, you know, yeah, I like those. I like those moves right there. You got more moves or?
I got other names that I can think of to potentially go after. I just don't know how realistic it is to actually get them.
Do you think if you the Jazz, because I know you said the marketing, right? If you the Jazz, do you really believe they'll trade however you pronounce Lauri Markkanen for Cat or Gobert? Because it had to be centered around one of them.
Yeah, and I don't think Rudy's going back.
Oh yeah, he used to play for the Jazz, didn't he?
Yeah, he used to play for them. I don't think Rudy's going back.
Nah, so it had to be centered around Cat then.
Yeah, it'll have to be around Cat. And so, and I'll even throw in a draft pick. Like I'll even throw in the first round. I mean, you see what these drafts is producing. We'll give you a first round pick and Karl Anthony Towns.
Look,
I'll give you a first round pick and Karl Anthony Towns. You give me Lauri Markkanen.
He is underrated in the mug. He just need to play on a squad that's gonna show what he can do. And I'd love to see him in Minnesota. I think that'll probably be my number one target. In a sense, like.
Let me see here. What else? Who else is out there that I can feel like is pliable? Let me see here.
You trade so the Pelicans, what you'll do? Gobert for my man's the center, Valanciunas.
Yeah, if I can do that. Brandon Ingram disappointed me.
I think he'll be fine with a guy like Ant though.
So, I mean, but yeah, that's another move that I would entertain. Like I would. If I can't get Markkanen, I would entertain Valanciunas and Brandon Ingram.
Because Ingram, he's not no one guy. Like he's just not. You know what I'm saying? But I do see this is the thing with Ingram. He got so much potential. I just don't think that he got all the physical advantages and gifts. He just don't utilize. I don't know what be up with Brandon Ingram. He almost act like he don't like the hoop, to be honest. But
that's the reason why I said what I said. I don't want to bring nobody into the locker room that I have to wonder what they attitude is going to be about playing basketball today. It's especially the big games. I don't want to have to wonder how you feeling about playing in the playoffs. Like,
speaking of that, I can't wait till we get to the Suns. I got something to ask about that. I know you've seen it, but I agree with the Ingram thing because when I look at him, Ingram has enough talent to be a number one option. He has that. He don't got the mentality, bro, at all.
Exactly,
it's not there at all. Period.
Here's another player. I mean, he's not as great as a player. I'll be giving up a big contract and taking on somewhat of a big contract.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather have Jeremy Grant than Karl Anthony Towns.
Absolutely, man. What? And Jeremy, look, I'm not even a big Jeremy Grant guy, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But from what I've seen from Jeremy Grant, he plays way harder than him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he might sit. Look, man, Jeremy Grant might low key be. Look, he played a 4, right? Or the 3. He was a 3 in Detroit. I think he was tweening.
He's really a 3.
Mm-hmm.
they play him at the 4 a lot, and he's been playing at the 4. Let me see. And I get their reason why, because of the way the NBA is today. Power forwards are more so stretch forwards than anything else, and so to have somebody with size and length that can run the floor and cover the perimeter, like, that's the reason why he's that.
I got one for you. Would you, if Portland came at you the Timberwolves, and they like, yo, we offering Ayton for Gobert, would you do it? He give you offense down low. He give you that.
Yeah.
He can play a little defense too. He can rebound when he want to. He better than Gobert, low key.
When he wants to. When he wants to. This is another player that's coming in to where, like, I don't know how you feel about playing basketball today. I mean, you already know we got to deal with Jokic. You already know we got to deal with Jokic. And Jokic is not going to be the only problem that you're going to have to deal with next year. Because I believe the Houston Rockets going to make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, they're almost there.
So
they almost
there. Have to deal with Sengun.
That's your man. You love this guy. You love Sengun.
I do like him. I do like him a lot.
You slide him in. You slide Sengun's name in any chance you get.
And look, it's deserving. It's deserving. To give him his props is deserving. The same way I gave Jalen Brunson his props this year, I'm giving Sengun his props this year.
So there's no chance you can get him, you can pry him from Houston, huh? No chance.
No way in the world. No. The only way that somebody would be able to pry him from off of my franchise is if he came to me and expressed that he don't want to play for my franchise anymore. If he came to me and said that he don't want to play for my franchise anymore, then that's when I'll be looking to move him. And in any extreme situation, say a better franchise player expressed his willingness to not play for the team that he plays for, and they offer me that guy,
right?
Then but like I don't even think that's kind of realistic. But Sengun is the guy that I would keep him. I don't think there's no way that you can pry him off of Houston. I feel like they can probably pry Van Vliet off of Houston.
Would you like him better than having Conley, or would you just try to get him to have Conley come off the bench?
Both of them. I want to keep both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would want to keep both of them. Because I gotta get Ant help some way somehow. So whether that's a big man that can score, or whether that's another guard that can come in and play that 6-man role that can provide the help, it's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah, it's got
to come from somewhere. Naz Reid to me will be starting next year.
Oh, Naz Reid, look, Naz Reid, I don't know if he got a contract here coming up or anything, but I can see what Naz Reid is doing. I can see folks trying to get him. So,
well, he already signed the extension. So,
oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, he already.
I didn't know that.
His extension. So.
You did say he sure did, didn't you? Yeah. So, that makes me think a little bit. Like, if they signed him to an extension, that makes Gobert or Cat disposable. Look, that's my first order of business. Getting rid of them two cats. Them two gotta go.
The hardest to get rid of.
I know his contract is ridiculous.
Right.
That brother contract ridiculous.
It's gonna be the hardest to get rid of. That's why I said Jeremy Grant's name, because Portland looking to unload off of Jeremy Grant. I would think.
Yeah, they wouldn't take Gobert, would they?
Maybe they would. I'll
but another bad contract.
Defensive player of the year, all up in their year.
But then what you gonna cause all right, so if Portland tried that, right? Let's just say they did that, right? okay, so where Aiden going? Like, what you about to wave? Because he is your center. You know what I'm saying? And he's
Right.
not a 4.
Right. And so,
So
that's where I would try to unload off of Ayton too, maybe, potentially, because Ayton didn't want to be in Portland either. Ayton, if you remember, he wanted to go to Indiana and play with Halliburton.
now see, it look like whether you like Aiden or not, it look like they need him right now.
They do, but they ain't gonna need him to finish this series.
No, you're right. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, so pretty much, to going to the next subject, to the closing, because I think I've been clear. Like, I don't know who I would get. Like, I like Halliburton. I like not Halliburton, but Lauri Markkanen. I think that's a great pickup. Great pickup.
Right.
Right. I think that's a great pickup. But I know. See, I know the picks I would want is impossible. Like, I would want to try to get Fox. I know good and well the Kings are coming up off Fox.
No.
I would want to get Fox.
You know who I heard today that's supposed to be a free agent, and it came from listening to that one dude's mock draft, the one that went more in depth. Malik Monk's supposed to be a free agent.
Oh yeah, he definitely got to go after. Well, he a 2, right?
Yeah.
So what you want him to be? 6 man?
6 man.
Okay.
6 man. He can be on some Jordan Clarkson type stuff for me.
Absolutely. I would try, if for me to make this kind of, condensed so we get to the Suns, I would go for the Lauri Markkanen for sure, even though I know that I can't just offer cat for him. I know I can't. I know Utah will be like, no, you got to give me more than that, bro.
I'm throwing in the first round pick.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm throwing in the first round pick.
I'm going for him.
I'm throwing in a first round pick to get Markkanen.
I would try to get DeRozan to put him at his normal position at 3. I will try to see what I can do to get him.
Well, he's a free agent, so you just got to have the cap space to pay him.
Oh, yeah. Well, shoot, with Gobert's contract, dog. Like,
exactly.
I don't... Well, I'll try to get... Because I think DeRozan will fit good with Ant. I really do. You know what I'm saying? They both threats.
Here's a possible trade destination for Gobert. Because this franchise is somewhat desperate for anything, and they will mix their roster up year in, year out to try to make it run. I'll talk to the Lakers.
For Gobert?
I'll give you guys Gobert, and I'll take one of the players that you don't know how to use. I'll take Rui.
Rui?
No, not just by himself, but give me Rui. Give me Christian Wood.
Will Lakers be dumb enough to do that?
They was dumb enough to hire Darvin Ham. I mean, I can't put it past them. I can't put it past them. I can't put that past them. And for them, it can kind of be a little bit of a win-win, because now Anthony Davis gets moved back to the 4.
Yeah, but then they like depth again.
That's something that they're gonna have to be willing to deal with.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, they still got Vanderbilt over there. He just wasn't healthy this year. And then they got the other Hayes kid that they got in free
Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes. He's still over there too.
So
I mean, they not.
Well, it depends on what coach come in and you're gonna use them. I mean, honestly, it really depends, because you got all of that, right? You got all of that over there, which I feel like the Lakers had some pretty good depth, some good weapons. But
Darvin just didn't know how to use it.
Dog, man, listen, dog. I'm looking at that roster like this is a big roster. But anyway,
right. But I would attempt that, because I don't think that they don't. I mean, obviously you gotta wait and see who the new coach is gonna be, if it's JJ Redick.
That's man. Oh my god.
But anyway, that's one team I'm looking at. me see here. I don't know if I want anybody on Washington. I don't want anybody on unless it's Mark Williams. I mean, I'll try that. I'll be like, look, I'll give you Rudy Gobert. He's a 4-time defensive player of the year. You know.
Which? Go ahead.
I'll be dangling that in front of people. The Brooklyn Nets, I think Nick Claxton is a free agent.
You can't sign him though.
Right.
Man. Listen, you can't.
Maybe at Atlanta, maybe I don't.
You can't sign him. I mean, with Gobert's contract, I think honestly, hearing this, you can deal with Cat. You got to get Gobert's contract up out of there. You got to get this dude up out of there. I think that Hunter kid would do better than Gobert.
Hunter.
Who's that dude that used to play for the Hawks?
Used to play for the Hawks.
Hunter.
John Collins.
Is it? Why always mixing his name up with Hunter? You know who I'm thinking? I keep thinking of Stephen Hunter. He only played in the league.
Well, I mean, he on Utah too, so that could be. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they would do that, but he on Utah too.
Would you trade him for? Would you try to get him for my man's with the fro on the Cavs?
Jared Allen.
Yeah.
Would I try to trade
Gobert for Jared Allen? Mm-hmm. Would you do that?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, because Jared Allen, he kind of does what Rudy does, just at a much cheaper price. Because Jared Allen, like when I think about Jared Allen, like I don't think of no like lockdown defenders in the paint center type of guy.
I think Jared Allen he's
solid.
He's underrated, not over. He's underrated. I don't think he's properly rated. I just say that. I think he's better than advertised.
I mean, he's good, but he's not intimidating you.
No, but he does. He's better than Gobert in my opinion. I'm just to be real with you. Yes.
Look,
I said it.
I'm not even going to debate that. Like, I'm not even going to debate that because Rudy, like last night, Rudy can cost you some games.
Man, when I've seen them possessions in a row, bruh, I'm like, this is like, you think you talking about folks throwing heat pads on the floor? That clipboard would have been flying, bruh. I'd have been on some Bobby Knight stuff. I'm not even lying, bruh. The stuff he was doing, him and Cat, I'd have got ejected. I'm not lying. So, pretty much, you know, that's pretty much what the moves would be. I will be trying to get probably Lauri Markkanen and DeMar DeRozan, and I do like the Van Vliet option. I don't know. You probably more, just like Josh said, you probably got a better chance of getting Van Vliet than Sengun. So
you've got a much better chance of getting Van Vliet than Sengun. The only thing is to get Van Vliet. What's the Rockets draft position again?
I think they're number 4.
Okay, so they're in position to get a replacement guard. So that could be something that they would possibly entertain.
Right.
The only thing is, would they want Rudy Gobert or Karl Anthony Towns? They don't want Rudy Gobert because they got Sengun.
Yeah, you don't need Rudy Gobert. Is not like. Why do you think his contemporaries think he trash, bro? His colleagues don't think he cold like that. You know what I'm saying? So I know I'm not tripping what I'm seeing if the dudes that's playing against him don't even think he cold like that.
Oh, here's another team that just I just thought about they team and somebody I would rather have than Gobert, and they might view this as an upgrade. But I'll.
What team?
To Chicago.
Oh, Chicago. I didn't even hear you. I think you might cut out a second there.
Yeah, I'll try to trade him to Chicago and get Drummond.
Drummond is definitely underrated, but he did it to himself.
Right.
So Drummond is still it is very reminiscent of Dwight Howard, where because they play a very similar style. I mean, Dwight has a higher vertical though, way higher vertical, but they play a similar style. I would say not Dwight Howard. I would say Drummond probably rebounds better than Dwight Howard, not by much though.
You can probably trade him. Okay, your stuff is going in and out too.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear your stuff going in and out too. So
yeah, so we back.
Thought I heard it happen earlier, but it
probably did because it's saying internet is unstable for whatever reason. Even though I got all the bars, but whatever, it is what it is.
Well, do you want to finish this segment and then reboot your internet?
I mean, I probably just got to move the laptop, probably, because I'm in the closet. But I mean,
yeah, you must have went out because I didn't hear any response from that. Do you want to just finish this segment and then reboot your internet?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, gotcha.
We can do that. Yeah, so pretty much, probably heard some choppiness a little bit here and there, but I think y'all got the gist of what this was. So,
right.
This series isn't over, but it seems to be over. You know what I'm saying? So it's not looking too good for Minnesota. I expect them to win. Is it Game 5? I expect them to win Game 5. They got 2 chances to make this thing go Game 7, go to 7 games, which I do think they will lose if they go to Denver. So their best bet is to win the next game to be able to close it out at home. But it is what it is. We'll be right back for the Suns.
Quick update. Boston 100, Cleveland 93 with 4 minutes to go in the game.
Man. All right, man. We finna get to them Suns right now, all right?
All right.
Cool. All right, y'all, we back. Had to fix some technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? But we back. So, continue where we left off at. Like I said, the Wolves, we broke that down. But now we on to the Suns. And it transitions smooth from the Wolves to the Suns because before we even touch Budenholzer, who do you think's harder to trade, Bill or Gobert?
Gobert. Because Gobert got a contract that I don't think nobody wants to eat. And I feel like Bill has the contract to where teams would be willing to invest. The only thing is just talking Bill into taking off his no trade clause.
What teams do you think he'd be willing to do that for?
I can see him being willing to do that to play with Bron in LA if he stays. I can see him being willing to do that with the Pacers.
Indiana?
Yeah, he could do that with the Pacers. I mean, because that's what Pacers is missing.
They need a little more than Bill.
That's one of the things that they missing, I should say. Let me see here. He needs to go somewhere where they have somebody that's going to be willing to give him the ball. 1 and 2. Go somewhere where they don't already have an answer at that position. So if he wants to compete for a championship, or at least almost be in position to compete for a championship, and have those circumstances exist, I feel like the Lakers and the Pacers is the only teams that fit that mold. Boston got what they want. The Knicks, Brunson is not a passer first, so he's not going to get past the ball, not like that at least. Milwaukee, Dame's not a pass first guard, he's going to be shooting. Cleveland, same story. Garland nor Donovan Mitchell are pass first guards. I'll take him on Orlando, but we don't even got a guard. Like we don't got no point guards. Not no real ones at least. That get playing time. Like I still feel like Markelle Fultz is the best true point guard that we got on our team, but he's not all of that cold either.
And what you mean, running the one?
I mean that in the sense that he's not a threat to score.
Okay. He haven't been a threat like that for a minute since that shoulder happened. It's been a wrap.
Right. He's not a threat to score, and he's not really that cold of a defender. See, like, if he was on some Rajon Rondo type stuff, to where he can still defend and be a good point guard, then yeah, I'll be all about keeping him. But because he can't score and he don't defend, like, I don't see what his value is for Orlando. I feel like he's one of those players that's going to find a different team in the offseason.
Yeah, I don't think his value that high anyway. So I mean, like, I don't, he not no. I mean, yeah, I just don't think. Would you? Let me ask you this: would you, if you Phoenix, right? If the Pelicans, if he was willing to do this, would you trade McCollum for him? Would you be willing to take CJ McCollum for Bill? If you Phoenix?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not. I don't feel like that makes Phoenix better. I don't feel like that makes Phoenix better. That just takes a humongous contract off the books. And you get an older player that's already small for his size, for his position. Like, he's a small guard already.
They both is.
Bill got more size to him than McCollum does.
But do he use it?
I'll put you like this. We seen Bill as the number one option on the team before.
Where'd that get you?
They made the playoffs with Russ and with John Wall. He was the number one scoring option because John Wall is a distributor.
You wouldn't say Wall better than him?
I know Wall was better than him at his peak, but when it came time to score, that's where Bill was essentially better than John Wall. Because John Wall, one of the things with him is that, like, during those moments he would try to play hero ball, but he's scoring wise, he was not capable of that unless he was driving and going to the hole. But he didn't have no jump shot, no consistent jump shot. He never really worked on that, apparently.
Right. I feel like Bill's contract is almost impossible to move. I'm saying like
Look,
it's like $180 million, dog, for him.
Well,
that's a lot, man.
Look,
for him,
that's like I said,
no trade clause.
Right.
I think that's the worst part. Like, I don't even think it's just necessarily the dough. It's the no trade clause. He can make life real difficult. Like, you can make it. You probably have to send him home. Like.
Well, see, look, this is why I said the Lakers, because the Lakers is a team that would be willing to do that. Because, okay, so think about it. On some basketball stuff, this could be a win-win for both of those franchises.
LA and Phoenix?
Yes.
Okay.
Because say LA trades away D'Angelo Russell to Phoenix.
Wait a minute. D'Angelo Russell to Phoenix?
Right, for Bradley Beal.
You would do that?
D'Angelo Russell is a better point guard.
They don't even have one. So
that's what I'm saying.
But how cold is Russell actually at being a point guard?
He's not the coldest in the world, but he's better than what they got. And he can contribute to scoring, but his point guard abilities that he does have, it should be able to be displayed real easy, because he's going to be essentially passing it to Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Now, since you mentioned Kevin Durant, right? Because Kevin Durant, because Stephen A. Smith be having the insights and probably like 8 times out of 10 to be correct, right? So he been mentioning some of the past 2 days about Kevin Durant. Right. Something I didn't know, that he's never happy nowhere he's at, and he make it real. I didn't know Kevin Durant and this is the thing, because I never noticed that Kevin Durant was a problem like that. You know what I'm saying? But and I always defended Kevin Durant, like, man, he don't bother nobody. But the stuff that Stephen A. Smith is saying that he can go months without talking to his teammates. He only show up to hoop, that's fine, but you got to build chemistry with your teammates. It seemed like you get walking around eggshells around them. You never know. And that's thing that happened everywhere he been at.
Is that like something that was brand new? Like, was he that dude when he played for OKC?
Nah, but it never came out that he was some sort of an issue to where he made people uncomfortable like that. You know how I say this? You know when somebody just bring bad energy in the room? I know you've been around them type of people where everybody got a good mood and this person just show up and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like that ruins chemistry, whether folks want to believe that or not. Like, and hence the reason why Draymond Green was pissed off at him so much, because the way Kevin Durant acts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because right. Stephen A. Smith question, is he really a good teammate? You gotta think about it. Like, is he?
Well, yeah, you can definitely.
And I'm not saying that you gotta be like buddy with everybody, but chemistry is a real thing on the court. You know what I'm saying? Chemistry is even Dennis Rodman said that he didn't talk to Michael Jordan and Pippen like that, but on that floor, you know what I'm saying, they communicated well. You know what I mean? He wanted to be there and he wanted to win. It seemed like he was trying to contribute to winning and not just getting his own stats. And I'm not saying that's what Kevin Durant was doing, but don't nobody want to be around some cat with a black cloud around him all the time either. I thought that was real interesting, because he said he didn't talk to Booker, Bill. He barely talked to he only talked to, I think, the GM, I believe. I don't want to misquote him. So that, I feel like that's a problem.
So I would be curious if that was how Kevin Durant was when he played for Oklahoma City.
He said that. He said he did that in OKC too. Brooklyn, Golden State. Because the chick on the panel, I keep forgetting her name, she asked him, so what she asked, was he happy in OKC? And he like, has he been happy anywhere? Some to a lighter degree. They be knowing a lot of stuff. They just don't say it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I just would question the OKC stuff because that was when he was younger and he was a part of a young team that was popping and everything like that. Now, as his time in OKC progressed, he probably stopped being a happy person because that's when he started to being held accountable for his skill set.
So you think that's probably what it was? You know what I'm saying? Folks holding him accountable and he don't like it. I mean, he tended. All right, let's call it what it is. Kevin Durant got thin skin.
He don't deal with that.
He got thin skin. He got thin skin.
He don't. You can see he don't deal with that good.
And when you put, go ahead.
When you put winning the championship expectations on his shoulders to do it on his own, you can see he's not dealing with that well.
Facts. And also, he said the reason why Chris Paul not even there anymore is because he holds people accountable. So he wouldn't have gelled well with Kevin Durant. I'm not saying Kevin Durant wanted him gone, but that was because I always wondered, like, why on earth did you let him go if you bringing in Kevin Durant?
Right.
And they like, nah, CP3 holds people accountable. It's probably why him and Draymond get along so well.
Probably. I can see that. But yeah, I mean, I always felt this way about Kevin Durant. I always felt going to Golden State and winning the championships made him worse. Made him a worse person.
Elaborate on that.
I always felt that way. The reason why I feel that way is because, one, I feel like winning doesn't always benefit everybody as you would think it is. Mm-hmm. Winning a championship, it just it adds to your trophy case, but it can feed your ego wrong. And I feel like Kevin Durant winning, it didn't do good things for his ego. And I think I feel like when everybody pretty much vocalizes that you got to win one without Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. Like, he already feels like he doesn't need to because he's won without Steph Curry. So he doesn't want to be held to that standard. And then too, this is another thing. I somewhat remembered Kevin Durant from Oklahoma City.
Right.
Very respectful person. You never really heard anything controversial come out his mouth, really. You never really had these social media things come out about him. Like, he feels like he always needs to justify himself now.
Right.
And this is all Kevin Durant that started to exist after he went to the Warriors. Like, he was embracing, like, the whole team, they was embracing that villain role. Remember that?
Similar to the LeBron thing.
Right, but they was embracing the villain role. And then being around Draymond Green and how Draymond Green is, I feel like that wasn't good for him neither. Not that Draymond Green is a bad person, but Draymond Green is very vocal. Right. And he don't know how to deal with that. Like he don't know how to let business be business and move on. So I don't know. I don't
I could
know.
see him having a big problem with some cap, just being like,
what are you doing?
We're not in the team. I would get frustrated. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I'll get frustrated with that. Like we don't gotta be the best of friends and nothing like that, but we trying to get the chemistry in order to win these games. We see each other more than family. So, right. Fam, like, I mean, I get it. I definitely understand if you just cat just, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta take part in certain things when it comes to the team. You have to. There's no way around it. You have to. You cannot just do. This is not just call me when we hoop stuff. No, it's not what that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is you just can't do that. It don't work that way.
But so I mean, like that's why I say, I mean, because you know, when he was on Oklahoma City, you know, winning the MVP, he had Mom, You the Real MVP speech. Everybody remembered that. You know, he was a very, very respectful dude.
Word.
And then like when he did have moments where he did like say cuss or something like that, like his grandmother or his mother, whoever it was, they made him go back and apologize.
Really?
Yeah. And so like I remember hearing about those kind of things. Now he goes to Golden State. It's like he's trying to man up, but still run to mama for help.
Look here. At the end of the day, Stephen, it made sense. He may not be a great teammate, man.
I mean, if he's doing all of that, I mean, like,
he may not be a great teammate.
Ooh, Kyrie just got shook. But anyway, yes. I mean, I can see that.
But then
I can see that.
Because a great teammate does more than just give you 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be a for real teammate. You got to, if I feel like you ain't got my back and all that, if we not, because as a teammate, I want to feel like we going to war together, whether you scoring 30 or 2.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I want, you know what I mean? And if Durant don't give you them vibes, I could see Draymond having a problem with that. Oh my God, I can see him having a problem with that.
Right. So
oh,
I'm but anyway, to get the Budenholzer, I feel like Frank Vogel is a better coach
than Budenholzer. So why do they give Budenholzer all that praise then?
Just because he won a championship.
Don't Vogel got one?
Yeah, but people like to try to discount the bubble.
Picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? Like, picking and choosing. Like,
I mean, and like I said, Bud Budenholzer, so I don't know if people remember this or not.
Mm-hmm. He off the Popovich tree, right?
Bud, I don't know if he's off. I don't remember whose tree he came off of. Okay. I just remember this. Bud was in the hot seat before they won the championship. He was in the hot seat.
And he won championship with who?
With Milwaukee.
Okay.
He was in the hot seat.
He was. He sure was. I remember that. Yeah, he was.
He was in the hot seat. Like we was sitting here wondering, like, this guy's gonna get fired any day now.
He was. I remember. He right.
So, I mean, his coaching techniques was in question then. Now, whether that was due to the fact that he wasn't really working with no skilled players,
that could be, honestly. I mean, because the Bucks. I mean,
right?
Who's even now besides Dame?
Exactly.
So I mean, let's be serious here.
So that's the reason why I'm saying that. I mean, Chris Middleton. Look,
he's a solid. He's a role player. That's what he is.
And before Dame, he was probably the most skilled player on that team.
I mean, he's solid offensively. He get hot. He was an all-star like 1 year. So I mean, he get hot, but I chalked it up as like the Mo. Remember when Mo Williams was all-star? Same thing. So I look at it just like that. Like Budenholzer, I like I said, I don't agree with Vogel getting fired. He did not have the weapons. I already told you what I would do with Phoenix. I know you probably don't agree with what I said, but I would do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I feel like having Booker and Durant, those are weapons. They just didn't have the right complementary pieces.
Right. That's why I said like what I would do, because I don't think the coach was the problem whatsoever. Right. I don't think the coach is the problem. Mm-hmm. Hey, these cats had no guidance on the floor, which was the point guard. Like what Ant have, I think the Wolves, without Conley, the Wolves wouldn't have got that far. You know what I'm saying? Because Conley has order on the floor. Like, you know, you need, like, people don't realize you need that. You need that. That's what Draymond brings to the Warriors. Whether you like him or not, he brings that. That's what LeBron brings wherever he go. That's what Chris Paul brings wherever he go.
Right.
John, you know what I'm saying? The Celtics probably wouldn't have been able to do that, to win like that without no point guard like that ran the show. Dirk, we have Jason Kidd, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you need that. So when I told you with the Suns, I know you don't like this move. I know you don't, and it's fine. I understand. But I'm looking at the Suns, and if I'm put my GM hat on, okay. I'm not firing Frank Vogel because that's some BS. 100% BS to fire this man.
Right.
You give him this, you fire. That's some BS. You hire as you sign Isaiah Thomas on some sympathy stuff. Like, okay, cool. So he wasn't gonna make no difference. Y'all was trying to make headlines, man. That was a headline sign. I'm telling you. But I would holla at Ben Simmons. Like, look, we know you don't like to score. That's fine.
Did I say this?
You hate Ben Simmons. So listen. So I already know you're not feeling this. You know what I'm saying? Or you may do. I don't know. But anytime I mention Ben Simmons, it make you want to throw up. And I understand. You know what I'm saying? We argued about Ben Simmons for like 45 minutes when we was up north. So I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I've already recognized Ben Simmons. He's not what I thought he was. But on this team, all he got to do is play defense and distribute. You can average 3 to 5 points a game. We just need you to play defense and get everybody in their spots. That's all you need to do. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You can play defense. You can see over everybody. Handle it very well for your size. Look, just run the offense.
Theoretically, that would be somewhat of an amazing move.
But you don't even got to pay that much at this point. The finances, you don't have to pay him that much. He'll be insane to try to command a high ticket. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, the biggest problem with Ben Simmons is that he's going to watch more games than he plays.
Right, which I have. Look, I'm not questioning his back. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know if it's so serious to the point where he need to retire, and no one wants to say that. I'm almost thinking that, but I don't know, because I know Dwight Howard was talking about his back, and I think he said he had some in his back that was like the size of tennis balls or something. I mean, I know them back issues be serious,
right?
So I'm not gonna downplay that. I don't know what's going on with Ben Simmons in his back. Obviously, I think he won that little claim against Philly or whatnot because, you know, whatever that was, I think he claimed he was faking an injury. He wasn't, blah, 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 whatever the case. So, I don't know. But over here in Phoenix, you don't have to score at all. You distribute. That's all you got to do. If you hit a few layups, that's fine. And then you can play defense. He should be right at home in Phoenix. That's your point guard right there. And then I will try to find, like you said, Markelle Fultz. I try to make a move to get him as a backup.
That's a player that, you could come in and have, you know, what happened to that 1 point guard that came out of Michigan State? They beat Duke when they had Zion, Cam Reddish, and RJ Barrett.
I don't even know who it is, which is crazy. Stays my team.
Cassius Winston or something like that.
I do not know. Clearly, he's not nobody's rotation.
Yeah, but he is a true point guard.
Is he in the league?
That's what I was asking, like, because he was Mr. Basketball for the state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't know if they won the championship that year. I just know they put out Duke that year when Duke had that starting lineup with Zion, Cam Reddish, and RJ Barrett.
That's some time. That was probably what 2020 or something, 19. Yeah, I had to been back then. At that point, too. Yeah, it had to be like one.
So anyway, I remember him. Yeah, that's God, Sham God. I remember him. He did play for Washington for a minute, but I don't know, man. I don't know if he got fizzled out because they don't like to use those kind of point guards. Like they want, like, this was like everybody's like you're a guard. You got to shoot threes.
Yeah, the NBA is biting them in the behind with the product. So I mean,
right?
Maybe hopefully they.
Let me see if I can pull something up and keep going.
Okay, yeah, maybe they start reverting back after seeing what's going on with the Wolves, right? So, like I said, I go for Ben Simmons, try to get like a Markelle Fultz or somebody to back him up. I would do the best I can to come up off that Bill contract, even though I know that's like literally impossible. He controls that whole situation if you think about it. Like, he could reject everything you try to do, you know, and at worst, what, you send him away and then he's still getting paid while he's sitting at home. I don't know how that contract works. So at the end of the day, Bill has the upper hand here. So
right. So I found some stuff on him right now, what he's currently doing. So he's playing overseas right now.
I figured.
BSL league. But yeah, like, so he went to the Washington. He played for the Washington Wizards for 2 years. Then he was overseas from that point on.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the German Cup winner in 2023. So he just won something recently.
So he handling business over there. I mean,
Right.
It's not impossible to bring him back.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make no sense, man. I was sitting there looking at this and I was like, how come ain't nobody valuing this dude? Like, he has no top tier teammate on his squad, but yet he's leading this team to the Final Four.
Like you said, it's not a sexy style of play. It's traditional. They took away all the tradition out the game, like traditional way of playing basketball out the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what they did. So I mean, and now look at the product. And now look at the Suns. That's a prime example of what's wrong with the Suns. Literally. Like, you have everybody out of position, and now look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because how that team will be set up, like I said, I'm getting Ben Simmons and probably Markelle Fultz to find a backup. Okay, I mean, two guys that can run that point guard. Bill is coming off the bench. You coming off the bench. I don't care what you say. You coming off the bench.
Yeah, but that'll make him.
He's coming off the bench. Go home then. Go home then. If you want to play, waive your trade clause.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't like it, go home. Sit at home and not practice, whatever the case is. And then when you come back, you rusty. it's gonna hurt you. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we trying to win. If you don't want to oblige, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you accepted the trade to come here. So, I mean, you not doing what you need to do. So at the end of the day, you come off the bench, you still go get your minutes or go home. Point blank, period. You don't run nothing over here. So you coming off the bench. And then Devin Booker started his regular position at 2, bring Kevin Durant back at his 3. Now I gotta fill in my holes at the 4 and the 5. I like you, Seth.
So I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, like, what is Bud supposed to do different with this roster?
I don't know. I mean, it's really this is the GM's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who, James Jones? I mean, or whoever, this cat who said that he gonna unlock Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Whatever, James Jones. Like, I don't know what my man was smoking on saying that. Like, so what? OKC didn't unlock Kevin Durant? I think that was the best version of Kevin Durant, if you ask me. Then the Warriors.
Right.
2 MVPs, 2 championships. What are you talking about? So at the end of the day, that's gonna happen. If I'm up, that's happening. So I'm open to keeping Youssef. I gotta find a 4 though. Man, that can defend,
Bradley Beal getting 46.7 this year.
I know don't nobody want that contract. You have a better chance of trading Durant. Honestly, I mean, a lot of people will take Durant. You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know if I necessarily want to give up Kevin Durant. Even with his bad attitude and all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I necessarily want to get rid of him.
This is where they can have the ability to flip they whole roster, like, really quick. Because Devin Booker being the guy,
right?
And if he stays and remains the guy, he's still young enough to where you can build something different around him.
But you heard what Stephen A. Look, I hate to keep mentioning Stephen A.
He want to go to New York.
He said that. Now, that don't sound like. I mean,
if that's the case, then Phoenix, essentially, you need to start from scratch.
So would you try to move him to New York now?
I would move him to New York. Man, not now, because New York don't got nothing that I want.
I mean, gotta mention this guy here.
Jalen Brunson.
Wasn't you like raving and arguing me down about this guy Brunson?
Well, see, I'm looking at Jalen Brunson as being untouchable.
Even over Booker?
I'm looking at Jalen Brunson as being untouchable. Because right now, because you got to think about what's the whole effect of that going to be? Is the city of New York going to take Devin Booker over Brunson?
Why not? But why not?
Why not? Is because
Jalen Brunson better than Devin Booker?
I'm not saying that. What
right.
I'm saying is,
I'm just saying, like, what?
What I'm saying is,
you can replace Jalen Brunson, bro. Oh, he's replaceable.
But what I'm saying is, okay, Devin Booker may have more skill, but he don't play like that. Jalen Brunson doesn't have as much skill, but he plays like that. And Devin Booker, he's another player that I personally don't care for because he flops a lot.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean,
but I'm just sitting here saying, so, like, would the state of New York be okay with that?
They'll be fine. Oh, Devin Booker, they will be fine.
No, see, I think they're like, we want the pairing of Devin Booker and Jalen Brunson. We don't want Devin Booker over Jalen Brunson.
I don't know if New York fans that loyal, bro. I can't say that. I cannot say that. Look, they over here crowning Jalen Brunson as being
possibly the greatest New York Knick.
Brother, you was crowning Jalen Brunson this year, okay?
I crowned him as having one of the best years of any guard in this league. I said that he had a better year than Steph Curry. I didn't say that he's a better. I did not say that he's like he deserves the crowning of.
You don't moonwalk now. Don't moonwalk.
I ain't moonwalking because I ain't never said these things.
Don't moonwalk, man. Like,
I ain't never said these things. I never said that Jalen Brunson was the greatest Knick to ever play. So I never said that Jalen Brunson was better than Carmelo Anthony just because he got more playoff points.
Oh my goodness. Whew. But
I never said that.
If you the
I
GM,
never said those things.
If you are the GM of the Knicks, you the GM, I call you. I'm the GM of Phoenix. Look here, man. I got Brunson. I got Booker right now. He want to come to New York. Let me get Brunson off you. You wouldn't do that trade?
No.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't do it for the reasons that I told you.
Oh my.
For the same exact reasons that I told you.
All right.
Booker don't show up for work all the time. And given he's more talented, but he don't show up for work. He don't show up for work. Had he would have showed up for work, they would have never got did greasy by Luka and them that 1 year. Had he would have showed up for work, they probably would have won the championship instead of Milwaukee. Had he would have showed up for work, they probably wouldn't have been first round exits. Booker don't show up for work.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
And speaking of that year when they got did greasy by Dallas.
Are you about to mention Brunson? He was over there at the time?
Yeah, he was on the team. Because you don't remember, Luka was hurt for a couple of games in that series. So who was the one that was busting their head when he was gone?
So Jalen is Jalen Brunson. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. So you won't take the trade.
I'm not taking that trade. No, I'm not taking that trade. I'm not. I'm not taking nobody that don't show up for work. I can care less about you being more skilled. I can care less about you being more skilled.
All right, so that's off the table. So, well,
it's off the table.
You won't. All right. So, well, I mean, so if you Phoenix, not Brunson, but Booker's not untouchable to you, right?
No,
you willing to move him? So
I am.
Who are you willing to move him? If you Phoenix, who are you willing to move him for?
I feel like if I'm getting rid of him, I'm starting from scratch. So I want some young players that I can possibly build something with. And so, if I'm Phoenix, I'll probably look at let me see. Who would I be willing to build something around, build something with? Let me see here. If I can get Trae Young off Atlanta, I'll take that.
Would you be rebuilding with Trae Young?
Well, remember I said that that he's young enough where I can build something new around him. Trae Young is in that same spot. You know, he's young enough to where I can build something new around him and still get a good life out of him.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a complete rebuild, would it?
Well,
because how much better, like initially, how much better is Booker than Trae Young if he is at all?
Well, this is the thing. Trae Young can be my point. Because right now, I don't have one on my roster.
I'm assuming you moving Booker and you saying a full rebuild, you moving Durant too, right?
Well, see, if I was to trade Booker for Trae Young, then all of a sudden Bradley Beal being my starting 2 doesn't look bad anymore.
The only problem is y'all will be very severely undersized.
Hey, teams have gotten by with that for a long time. And when I think about guard play in the West, I think they can take their chances with that. I mean, because I'm unloading Kevin Durant to get me a big, like a real one, if I can.
And with the selections out there, who was that?
So
you think Phoenix coming off of Joel Embiid? I'm not Phoenix, but Philly.
Philly?
With KD? I don't think they would.
Not at this point in his career. He don't demand that. Not at this point in his career.
Right.
I say that once again, Valanciunas again.
For KD?
Valanciunas. Now this is where I would just take it anyway, just to give me something else.
You wouldn't like give me Ingram too?
That's what I'm saying. I'll be like, I'll give me Valanciunas and Ingram, and I'll give you KD. You don't even like to use Valanciunas, right? And Brandon Ingram don't show up for work, or he just don't like playing for y'all. Whichever one it is.
But you said you don't want to trade nobody that don't show up for work.
You're right, and that's why I said in that case, it's kind of like you have to take some good, some bad with the good, just to get certain players out of there. Right. Because it's slim picking in the league, man. It's slim picking in the league.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what big? Like, I mean,
or let me see here.
Do you think? How about this? Let me ask you this: do you think LA will trade Anthony Davis for Durant?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I think that ship has kind of sailed of pairing Bron and KD together as far as trading things is concerned. If Kevin Durant was a free agent, then that possibility would exist. And had that would have been something on the table earlier, that would have been something that I felt they would have entertained. Because I was on the campaign for KD for AD a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
I was on that campaign now, but now Kevin Durant, he's over 35 years old. He's just older. He's just older.
No, it's facts. I mean, I'm not disputing you there. I mean, he's not the same to me. People say he is. I'm like, nah, he definitely slowed down a lot. He could just score.
Or and then you know what? I didn't even think about this. But trading Booker to Atlanta to get Trae Young, you might be able to get Clint Capella off of that roster too with that deal.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they might. You might can negotiate that. I mean, I'll still be trying to like, hey, you got to give me somebody too, low key. You know what I'm saying? Because I still think Trae Young and Devin Booker's in the same, their eye level. You know what I'm saying? I think Trae Young is underrated.
You can have Yusef.
I think that'd be a good. I think that's a good move because if I'm Atlanta, like no, you want to give me somebody else. I mean, I'm not asking for Kevin Durant and Booker and Beal, but you know what I mean, I'm not about to just do that straight up because I'm giving you my big man, Clint Capella, who I'm not that big on Clint Capella, but he's solid. And then I like Trae Young more over the years, so I mean, I'm like, I need more than that because Trae Young got more in his chest than Bill. I mean Booker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna need more than that.
And all of a sudden now you got your point guard. You still need a backup point, but you got Ben a point Simmons. Guard that can start. Bill. Now there's no clashing of spots on the floor between him and Devin Booker because there's no Devin Booker there.
Right.
And I'm trying to trade Kevin Durant anyway. So
you can still get. I think you can still get a pretty deep. I would say, but like you said, Slim Pickens. Will you really get a decent value for him? Like,
I mean, I would go young. I would go with young players. Like I'll see if Oklahoma City is willing to give me.
I was just about to say
Jalen Williams cat.
I was just about to say, do you think OKC? Because I think at this point in Kevin Durant's career, I think the best move for him, honestly, is a reunion with OKC. Just finish your career there. They are already put together nicely. You don't got to do much.
Yeah, like if I can't get Jalen Williams, give me Josh Giddey.
I'll do that trade. I would. I know you said you wouldn't personally. I would, because I don't think Josh Giddey all that, to be honest.
You mean you wouldn't?
I would do that trade if I'm OKC. I'll bring in Durant for Josh Giddey.
I mean, I feel like they would see that. If I'm Oklahoma City, I'm not giving up Josh Giddey.
I don't think Giddey. I like Giddey. I just think that he's a role player.
I mean, well, that's what you're bringing him in for,
right? But even at this point right now, you know who's they starting three?
Who? Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I think it's Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams, number 8. The one Durant dressing all weird.
Durant wouldn't be coming off the bench.
Yeah, that would be my first player that I would try to get is him.
So the thing is, Jalen Williams,
or this. I'll get him back in Golden State uniform, and I'll try to get Kuminga. I'll try to get Kuminga, the young shooter, Potazinski, and I'll see if I can pry Nate on Wiggins too, I guess.
I don't even think you got to pry for Wiggins. You ain't got to pry for that. You ain't got to pry for that. They'll get him away. I mean, because Wiggins, he ain't available. You know what I'm saying? He on that Ben Simmons tip. I ain't gonna hold you up. I don't know what be going on with Wiggins. For real. After he won that championship, dog, like, I don't know what happened. He just be disappearing for all type of reasons. And I'm not saying it's not legitimate reasons, but I mean, I'm all about just don't pop in and out. If you gotta take a leap of absence, take that leap of absence. Don't keep popping in and out.
Well, I mean, that was
a
total situation.
If that's what the real situation was, if you need time off, take time off. Don't keep, because everybody have problems, right? Do not keep popping in and out. Just, you know what I'm saying? If you got to stay gone, cool, stay gone. You know what I'm saying? And just don't be, because we still, no matter what type of problems you have, we're still running a team here. Like, just like, it's like a job or something. Your personal problems can't affect the job. It just can't.
Right.
We still running a business here. We sorry that this is going on. If you need to take a leap of absence, We understand you still got your job, but you can't pop in and out here. Either you're gonna be here or you're not, because it affects everybody else. It's just that simple. So I don't know what's up with him. I think they'd get rid of him in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got a profit. I wouldn't even trade for him. I wouldn't trade for Wiggins.
Well, I'm just saying that to get depth.
Okay.
I'm just saying that to get depth because he wouldn't be starting over no Kuminga. Not to me.
No, I mean, I think that the Warriors willing to give up Kuminga. I thought they was talking about getting rid of him anyway. I mean, I don't know how. I seen little rumblings that, you know, I don't know what the Warriors is doing. I think that the Warriors they're not handling their situation like the Spurs is. I'll tell you that. I don't know what's up with that front office because the Spurs made sure that Ginobili, Tim Duncan, and Parker was always surrounded by good talent, even while they was aging. They made sure that. So I don't know what the Warriors is doing, but like I don't even know if would the Warriors even want Kevin Durant back.
I think so. I mean, he fits their system perfect. He doesn't have to have the ball. Draymond Green doing what he does. I mean, all of a sudden, because with Klay Thompson not having, he's still having returned back to form, and it doesn't look like he's going to return back to form.
No,
Kevin Durant,
he's never going to return back to form.
Huh?
He's never going to return back to form. That injury was serious.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Kevin Durant can essentially fill Klay Thompson's spot and then some.
Yeah. They still lacking depth, so.
True, but like now it's not just the Steph Curry show.
You're right. I mean, there's things. Look, the Phoenix Suns aren't as bad a situation as they think they are, because Durant, people will still. You gonna get the highest ticket for Durant at the moment right now. You would. Even Booker, you would get a pretty high ticket. So, either these one or two things you can do. You can, even if you do rebuild and trade them guys, you're gonna get a haul back of young talent, right? You're gonna get a haul back. You're gonna have a whole new, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna get a haul back. Or you could just make the proper roster adjustments, you know what I'm saying? And be fine. Like, it's not like you lacking in what you have. You just got mismatched pieces all over the place. Kind of like the Bulls. The Bulls, they got a dope roster. They don't fit. The puzzle pieces don't match. You gotta fit.
Well, you trying to get alpha production out of two guys that aren't alphas.
Who?
DeRozan and Levine.
Oh yeah. I mean, that, and they just, you know, like I said, the Suns is like, just like I think the Bulls is a video game team, the Suns is. The Suns is a video game team.
Yeah.
You cut on 2K, you dominating with the Suns. Easy. In real life, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Because these are real people, and you have to gel with folks, and folks gotta play the right position. You know, you cannot get away with. You can get away with it sometimes, but it's not optimal to have people out their position. You know what I'm saying? At times,
No, I hear what you're saying. I ain't trying to cut you off.
No. At times, you cannot play Kevin Durant at the 4, bro. He is not a power forward. And any stretch of the imagination is that guy a power forward. He's not. Booker is not a small forward.
He's not a point guard either.
No. You know what I'm saying? And Bill, he's a 2, and that's all he is. So it's like, you doomed from the jump Frank Vogel was doomed from the jump. Now, you could go this direction too, like I said. And I know this is not traditional, but you already got your stars, right? You got Durant, Booker, Bill. Cool. Even then, even with you crap strapped like this, there's guys that's looking for a chance. There's a lot of guys out here looking for a chance to show what they can do, right? I'll be going to the G League trying to find me some distributing guards for cheap. I mean, you got to cut people away, folks. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Find me some guys. That's what your scouting department is for. I don't understand, like, why rosters is this bad when you have a whole scouting team. You got a whole scouting team up there somewhere. What are you paying them to do? Because I'm investing. If I have a basketball team, I'm heavily invested in my scouting team, because I'm not necessarily going for what the masses think is dope or what the casuals. I'm going for who really dope. You know what I'm saying? They may not have a sexy name and all that, but I'm looking for those guys to bring them in. You know what I'm saying? To execute, get the job done. There's guys that can get the job done. There's bigs out there that you can find that can complement Kevin Durant, Booker, and Bill. There's point guards you can find. The fans gonna be looking like, who are these people? You know what I'm saying? But once they play, they can let the people know who they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you already got your stars. You already got them. You fine. You can get those guys, plug them in. They're gonna be trying to play for a contract. You know already they only gonna play for us for a couple years because they're gonna end up leaving because somebody gonna offer them some money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you want a championship, you get those guys that's hungry like that and blend them within, you'll be fine. But they don't want to do that because of business reasons.
Right. And look, your way of doing it, like the way you said, I have no gripes against that at all. Because those kind of guys you can probably sign for the league minimum.
Yeah.
Pretty much on prove-it contracts.
Pretty much, yeah.
But the main thing, the first thing is, does Devin Booker really want to stay?
Well, I mean, I only heard the one report about it. I ain't heard that rumbling. So
that's all I heard. And then the second thing, Bradley Beal, are you okay with coming off the bench?
It don't matter.
No, I mean, it does to a degree for my franchise, because he's still contractually under my team. I'm still paying him.
Didn't they send John Wall home?
Yeah, but I ain't paying nobody to stay home.
I feel you, but I mean,
I'd rather just let you go to another team so we can work that out.
You don't want to play. You don't want to get paid $47 million to come off the bench. $47 million to come off the bench. You arguing and crying about that? I'm not playing that. I don't want to hear that. There's nothing. There is absolutely nothing you can say to me, dog. Like, $47 million to not even have a big role. Right. Man, if you don't shut up, dog. Like, I don't look, man. Nah.
I hear you. That's why I wouldn't even keep his name tied to my organization if he doesn't want to come off the bench.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I wouldn't even keep his name. I'm not sending you home. No. You remove that no trade clause.
Yeah.
And then we're going to trade you.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Let me know where you would like to go. I'll try to that'll be the most that I'll do to try to accommodate you there.
Yeah.
Let me know where you would like to go.
Right.
And then if I can't get a good player in return, I'm going to get me a couple of young pieces that could probably turn into something in return.
I have no issues with that. Like I said, look, that's where you find these young, hungry dudes, man. Like, people don't like to, it's all about, this is all business. We know this. So there's so many cold dudes out there that's just drooling for a chance to come in the league and show what they're going to do. They're going to make mistakes. That's fine. But I'd rather you go hard in the paint making mistakes than, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good. We going to get this right. No doubt. Especially if you got guys like Booker and Durant and Bill on the roster. Veterans that can pick up the pieces. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the mistakes that they make aren't going to be that critical. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to be looked at as the main scorers. But you come in, and fill them slots to play your role. Like, get you a big man. There's so many 7-foot dudes out there you can find the rebound that got some decent footwork, block shots, all that type of stuff. This is your role. You box out, rebound, we throw it down to you. You got a couple post moves, you go on there and handle your business. That's your role. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get you a stretch four, whatever the case, or a four that play defense. This is your role. You want to play in this league, this is your role. You know what I'm saying?
But is that what Bud Budenholzer gonna do?
I have no look. You said he was in the hot seat with Milwaukee, so
Right.
I don't know. You know what I'm
see
saying?
This dude being like, we need a Bobby Portis. I can see it. I can see it happening.
Man,
I can see him being like, you know what? This team can use a Bobby Portis kind of player.
it's too many people out here. Listen, y'all, it's too many people out here that's available. You know what I'm saying? To play, that's cold, that you can utilize, especially if you got stars. There's too many people out here that there's no excuse. If there's no cold talent within the NBA right now, you got the G League, you got overseas. You got so many options to pull from to bring talent into your franchise that's going to execute. There's too many. It doesn't make sense why. I don't get it. Like, there's scouts for a reason. My scouts will be very involved in my franchise. They'd be very involved in my franchise.
And look, the way I have them involved too, I don't care if our league is, if our season is finished. If there's somebody playing basketball somewhere, I want to know about it.
Exactly. I want reports. I want scouting reports. Listen, listen. I need that. I need to know. Y'all gonna get, because my scouts are gonna be going to work. My team. They gonna be operating like college scouts, bro. I ain't lying.
Right. I mean, look, dog. And I have a couple of them.
Yeah, you got a lot of scouts.
Like, I'll have, like, okay, I heard somebody say something about some player from Africa. Go see him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very, but I don't know, man. But I just don't see how he's gonna do a better job than Frank Vogel.
This firing made no sense. It sounds like they already planned on firing Frank Vogel because of whatever. Like, you know how that go. Like, when I seen that bill, when Frank Vogel tried to give Bill 5 come up to court, he just, like, ignored it on some disrespectful trash. I don't like the type of stuff. I already knew it was a problem then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I already knew it was a problem then.
I just don't. I don't understand why they didn't give him at least one more year.
There was no reason to fire him. I mean, he did not have the weapons, bro. Like, it's just that simple. The Suns didn't have the weapons. This is a very fixable thing with Vogel. So this is fixable. I would keep Isaiah Thomas. I mean, even though I feel like that was but I do like Isaiah Thomas. So I would keep him around because he still can do a little something. You know what I'm saying? I would keep him around off the bench. He played a one pretty solid. I mean, he not.
Well, see, the thing with Isaiah Thomas now, an old 35-year-old Isaiah Thomas at that size, see, because being that size with youth, you can move around a whole lot faster. You can do a lot of things. Now, being that size and old, I don't know how good he can really be in the NBA consistently.
I'm not
being old.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just talking about in the form of already getting me a point guard. Because all you need to do is give him, just like how they was talking about, you can give so and so 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes.
Well, see, his thing is like his play style. He's not no real point guard. He's a 2 guard that's just really small.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe on some 6-man stuff. Maybe.
I mean, just on some like he'd never be started, and he would not. He's there strictly to give somebody a breather. That's what he's there for. You know what I'm saying? For me, at least. Right. So I'll keep him around for that. Like at the 1 to give my 1 a breather. Like okay, come on, come in there, do what you do. He can run the 1. All right, he ain't like cold at it, but he run the 1 better than whoever they got there. I tell you that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He come in there, do a little something. Isaiah Thomas, he still got a brain that functions. So I mean, like,
yeah. So I mean, this has a lot to do with this, but I don't feel sorry for teams that make it to the finals, and just because they lost the finals, they feel like, okay, we need to tear this up.
Yeah, it was tripping. They was tripping, like, because they did pretty okay. It was just, we already know Ayton didn't handle his business like he was supposed to. Mm-hmm. Wasn't it Booker too who wasn't handling his business? Or was Booker showing up?
Honestly, I really don't.
I gotta dial back to that, but it was crazy. They kind of set up like the Wolves in the sense. You had your veteran point guard. You had your 2. Ayton was their big man.
Mm-hmm.
Who was they 4?
They had they didn't have a real traditional 4 from what I remember. They had Mikal Bridges.
He was the 4?
I'm trying to remember if he was the 4. I believe he was the.
Didn't they have? Hold on, they had a couple cats over there. They had
Jay Crowder.
They had Carlton Payne, right?
Cameron Payne came off the bench.
Yeah, they had a squad, dog. They had a squad. I would not have broke that up.
I don't.
They tripping. They had a squad.
This look, man. The same way the Lakers had a squad during the bubble, and then they won and they tore that up. Them jokers won and they said, "All right, let's try something else."
Man, that look. At the end of the day,
Caldwell Pope wearing different jerseys.
And look who they winning for. Whoa, right. Pope, he over there handling his business with Denver. Know what I'm saying? Which is ironic, which bothers me a little bit because both Reggie Jackson and Pope was for Detroit.
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy. But, pretty much that y'all get the gist of what it. The Suns, both of the Wolves and the Suns, they just got to make certain adjustments. I don't think it's as crazy as. It don't have to be no crazy big. They don't have to move the earth to fix this. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to move mountains to fix this. They just got to make the proper adjustments to slide some things in this proper position, and they'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? But just like Josh said, I don't feel sorry for the Suns at all.
I don't feel sorry for them at all. Not even a little
bit. I never understood why they broke all that up.
Not even a little bit. And it's especially when you fired 2 coaches in 2 years.
Yeah, and you had top shelf coaches from Monty Williams, even though Monty Williams cold everywhere else except Detroit. So Monty Williams, he was cold over there. He was cold with the horn, but with us though, whatever. But Monty Williams, then you had who else was after that?
Vogel.
Oh, it was Vogel right after that. Yeah. So yeah, boom, 2 top shelf coaches. Then you bring in Booz and Bud, but if you give him Bud the same hand, he can't do nothing either. He can't do nothing with that hand. It's gonna be the same results, man. It's not gonna be different at all.
I don't even think it's gonna be the same results. I think you can make an argument that it's gonna be worse. Because, like I said,
I'm not gonna argue with you there. I'm not gonna disagree.
I think Vogel is a better coach. Vogel, even though he didn't accomplish nothing with Indiana, like that was like his best coaching job.
We're talking about Paul George and them.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was his best coaching job.
Well, we know what happened with that. I mean, it's just Brian and them. It's really just. I felt like the Pacers could have won that. In my opinion, they could have. They just didn't.
They didn't close it out. I mean,
yeah,
because
I felt like they could have won that.
I remember Bron, like, it was in one of those must-win games for the Heat for them to have a chance to still win the series.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Bron in the huddle pretty much talking to the whole team, pretty much telling them we ain't losing this game and just get on my back and watch what I do.
Yeah, Brian, like, look, it's just like the Jordan thing. Brian kind of got in the way, really. Brian.
Same thing with them, with Toronto.
Toronto Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so
like it's just
that
when you bump into him, it's like, you know.
It is what it is. That's what happens. So I mean, that'll pretty much. Well, you got any final closing statements about this?
I feel like the Suns gonna fall flat on their face again.
And I don't feel sorry for them.
And if there's not no roster movement that happens in this offseason, it's gonna happen in the next one.
Yeah, I could see Booker being shipped. I could see Booker making a fuss. Like, actually,
it might even happen by the trade deadline. Possibly,
because if Stephen they putting that out there like that, it's gonna start. The summer is gonna get ugly. I mean, you gonna hear everything in the summer. So once the summer hit, you're gonna hear about the rumors and all that type of stuff. So we already gonna, because the Suns is a mess, but it can be fixed. It's not an unfixable mess. Same thing with the Wolves. This can be fixed. It's just both of them got some pretty nasty contracts that they got to shift. I think Gobert is more movable than Bill, but because of the no trade clause. Only that's the only reason. He can make it real difficult. You know what I'm saying? Being an a-hole. You know what I mean? He can make it real difficult. You know what I'm saying? So, but that concludes this. We'll probably get into the football debate at latest Saturday, because we're gonna have a full episode 6. We're gonna record that Saturday.
Well, Saturday we changing up the whole subject matter.
Oh yeah. We haven't. I mean, if we touch on them, we do. I mean, I'm not saying we could probably hit that if available sometime this week or something. I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we have a surprise show like how we did now. We probably can touch on that. You know what I'm saying? But it's getting late. I got to get up and drive trucks tomorrow.
Got you.
So, yep.
Yeah. So that's that.
All right, man. So, good episode. Appreciate the listeners. You already know we'll be back again to FNS.
All right, peace.
All right, for sure.